you say you're spending time with me, don't make it look like you are the one. I'm also spending time with you too because I'm trying to get to know you. Balance, yeah, we're trying to create a balance. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. If I have, I'm sorry, it's not my intention.
I try to talk to you, I try to hang out with you, I try to get close to you. It's really frustrating and annoying because you just like closed off. I couldn't even get 2 minutes with you. Even when I try and have time with you, she just comes up and I'm like, damn, okay, never mind.
Let's be honest with ourselves. This argument has been on for years. Is it possible to have a male-female friendship that is platonic and no strings attached?
I'm here now.
No, I need to do something too.
I write for you. So what do you find yourself doing that makes you happy?
Writing, how I feel.
I'm going to be the first person to answer your question by saying yes, it is possible to have a male or female friendship that is platonic with no strings attached. However, it comes with a lot of conversation, compromise, understanding, communication, re-evaluation, arguments, and going back and forth over and over again till when you come to a final understanding. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lucy's Quick on Talking the Big Brother Naija Show Season 10. 10 over 10, no zero, no minus, 10 over love, 10 over drama, 10 over gbasgbos, and everything in between, guys. Today's episode will be a bit different, and I would like to look at the friendships in Big Brother's house. I mean, we have been talking for the longest about the rivalry, we have been talking about the romantic shifts in Big Brother's house, but today I would like to look at the friendships in Big Brother's house. Not just friendships, but the male and female friendships. And that's because of the conversation that has been going on between Denari and Gigi Jasmine. Because they really did talk, and they've been having some rough patches in their friendship. And just maybe to just bring up this conversation. So first off, in case you do not know, right? Gigi Jasmine and Denari have been friends from, I think, the first week in Big Brother's house. I mean, at first, Gigi Jasmine did not take a liking to Denari. But later on, during her diary session the first week, she told Big Brother this guy is just funny and she's trying to get to know him, as well as Ortega. That was then. And then as time progresses, right, I noticed that Gigi Jasmine formed this kind of very good friendship with Denari, and it was growing. As at my last episode, I think last week, I talked about the fact that at some point Denari said, I really like you, Gigi Jasmine. And he was like, oh, what do you mean by really like me? And he says as a friend, and she was like, oh, okay. But it just seems like for the past few days, they've been having some rough patches in the sense that they haven't been seen eye to eye. And that's because Gigi Jasmine has been complaining that Denari has not been spending much time with her. And somehow, in case you do not know, Denari likes a girl in the house called Doris. And because at first, Doris was not paying attention to him and his advances, later on, I don't know, all of a sudden she started paying attention to him. And that's because, you know, at some points, Kola was not interested in her in a romantic way, and she had to like move her friendships and everything towards Denari, who was obviously interested in her. So all of that dynamic happened, and right now it looks like there is a bit of romantic shift between Doris and Denari. I mean, they are trying to get to know each other. However, because they are trying to know each other, or they are trying to get to know each other, right? Denari has been spending more time with Doris and lesser time with Gigi Jasmine, and Gigi Jasmine has been finding it offensive that, you know, Denari is nowhere to be found. Remember in my last episode, I was talking about the fact that, you know, Gigi Jasmine was talking with Sultana and Culture about the fact that she doesn't spend time with Denari. So because of that, she has decided to like keep her distance because she feels like Denari has shifted his focus to Doris and not focusing on her. And somehow, Gigi Jasmine and Doris are not kind of like seeing eye to eye. They are having a bit of rough patch in their friendship and all of that. Like they try to be cordial, but they like to like keep themselves away from each other. And somehow, while Doris was talking to Sultana, she told Sultana that somehow it seems like Gigi Jasmine is overstepping her boundaries when it comes to friendship with Denari, and that Denari is not going to leave her. That's Doris for Gigi Jasmine. That's all that has been happening. So early this morning, or last night, Gigi Jasmine was having a conversation with Denari where Denari was like, I do not understand what's going on. You're becoming hostile towards me. I know that I am kind of like having a relationship with Doris, but that does not mean that our friendship would suffer. But apparently for Gigi Jasmine, she does not see it that way. She just feels like she's already being alone in the house. And because Gigi Jasmine will not stop talking about the fact that her relationship with Victory did not work out, she just kept on talking about that, and then talking about the fact that sometimes she's alone, she does not have a friend and everything. And then Denari is saying, you know what, let's just come to a middle ground. We've been friends before all of this happened, before you went to Victory, before I went with Doris. So how can we find a middle ground with our friendship? and then they couldn't finish the conversation and they went away. But somehow I don't know how to go going forward, because according to Gigi Jasmine, Denari spends a lot of time with Doris, and that's because he's trying to get to know her. But do you think that it's going to be possible for them to be as close as they were before Doris came into the picture? For me, I do not think so, because I think that because Denari is trying to get to know this lady and he's quite interested in her, right? He would always be around her. And Doris, for a person, looks like a lady that would like to like cover her man and own her man, and so she would not be willing to like release the man as much. So I think at this point it's going to be sad again for Gigi Jasmine, but she has to like try to see how she can compartmentalize her friendship with Denari and spread it to other people, probably talk to more people and be involved with more people apart from Denari. I understand that somehow it feels like, you know, Denari is one person that gets her a lot in the house, as well as Brett Morgan, but my advice would just be like, I think that it should go that way, because if it doesn't go that way, it's going to turn really dramatic, and I really do not want to come here to come and be telling you guys that, see guys, I told you so. Now, moving away from Denari and Gigi Jasmine situation, I would like to spotlight other friendships in the house that are male and female dominated and how they're actually doing. The next friendship on the top of my head will be that of Culture and Tracy.
Culture be like, Biggie, no, go ahead with Tracy. I'll be like, Biggie, since she wants to go, can I stay? Like that joke I told Jason in the first week, I might do it. Said that if they visit me, I'll run and enter the gate. You need to close the door. I've now run upstairs.
Now, I would say that I didn't notice anything about the both of them until Tracy became head of house, and then she made Culture her deputy. So I would say that for the both of them, their own friendship is more of easy, is growing, and I think that their own friendship is based off of loyalty, and then because of that, it's growing and they are getting to be closer. I mean, at first, Tracy was a bit uptight. She's always like very, very straight to the point and everything. But now I think that this lady is like, you know, letting her guard down a little bit and then allowing the friendship blossom into what it could be at the end of the day. Now, Tracy has always said that she has a relationship outside, so I think that's the reason she has been uptight all along. And as for Culture, it's just like a free bird, but I like the fact that they get to have conversation and they are probably trying to like get to know each other. Now, this next friendship I would like to talk about with that of Mensan and Ivata. Have you guys noticed the both of them?
Did you do this to Bryce?
Now, because I'm not sure if theirs is like a friendship or is turning to a romance ship, I would just like to say that I see that they usually have disagreements like most of the time, but somehow they still tend to like talk to each other.
I wasn't angry that you started with people. This is the person I've been fighting with. That's the person you're talking. That's the reason why I'm angry. Like, that's why I felt bad. Not like angry. I wasn't angry.
And I think that for the both of them, it's good for the both of them to be friends, in the sense that somehow Mensan feels alone sometimes, as well as Ivata. And I think the reason they always have their issues is because Ivata has a certain standard, one, and secondly, she's always very conscious of her age. You know, I think she said she's 44 or something like that, and then Mensan is saying it's 27 or 29, and so she's always very cautious of, oh, I don't want to do anything that will actually bring me down and my person down. And because she also has these boundaries or this standard of don't touch my body anyhow, I don't like this, I don't like that, she and Mensan usually clash. But I think I like the fact that sometimes they get to find a middle ground for the both of them, and then probably like their friendship is blossoming. I would like to know what you think about Mensan and Ivata's friendship in the comment section.
Which people do you have in mind?
Number one. Then number two.
This other friendship, male and female friendship, that you probably have not noticed will be that of Ruboy and Mide. I mean, I think I noticed their friendship early when, at the beginning of the show, when, you know, Mide was trying to navigate her friendship with Brett Morgan, like knowing where she is with Brett Morgan and everything. And so she was talking with Ruboy, and I remember how Ruboy was trying to like advise her then. And sometimes I see that they actually talk to each other once in a while. I understand that Ruboy is like an everybody kind of person, like he's always like in everybody's business and tries to be friends with everybody. But if you notice very closely, Mide pays attention and listens more to Ruboy, and I think that I like their friendship the way it's growing. But guys, on a side note, have you noticed Mide? Good. Mide has been giving me joy for the entire week. Like since the beginning of this week, I have been happy with this lady. I think it started with after the eviction show. It just felt like because she promised to show herself more, she's really like showing herself more, and people are enjoying it.
She always says like the funniest things, but now she's like Mide to the max. Like to the max when we did that carrot. I was like, okay, calm down.
I mean, I think for me, it started first when they had to do the whole cross-dressing thing, when she became like acted as a guy. And I saw a different type of media, and I was like, who is this active, joyous, happy person? And I really love the fact that she has kept that energy till now. I mean, she was assigned to be in charge of those who paid attention to those who are cleaning the kitchen and everything. And she has been so active. In fact, she has been active in everything, even the task. I really love this part of media. It's sad that it came out late, but I mean, it's better late than never, right?
Kola, sing another song.
Papa Para.
Don't call.
So this next friendship wasn't as straightforward, and that would be that of Imisi and Kola. So at the beginning, we all know that Imisi was trying to find her foot, and I will say that the first friendship that she formed in the house was that of herself and Faith. For somehow we all know how that went. I mean, they had a misunderstanding, they've had fights, and because she felt insulted by Faith, she has refused to be friends with Faith anymore. And then even though Faith had tried to talk to her and she refused to listen to him, their friendship has not been good. So she has kept that aside. So Imisi also was friends with Kebobo until their recent fight as well. But you see, her friendship with Kola is one that I would like to call not just a friendship but a siblingship, in the sense that Kola actually is very intentional when it comes to Imisi. And because Imisi appreciates that, she's always also like around Kola and she accords him the respect that he deserves, right? But I say for both of them, I really don't understand how their ship is going. But I don't know if I'll call it a friendship or a siblingship, but I like the fact that they are there for each other. I mean, I know that Imisi can be a lot and she can be very funny and quite unpredictable. But I like the fact that Kola, despite how he is as a person, has decided to see through Imisi and say, you know what, I'm going to stand this girl, I'm going to be her friend, I'm going to stick to this one. I mean, for me, I can say that of all the friendships, this one is the most platonic friendship of all when it comes to the male and female friendships. I think my friendships, or the male and female friendships, will not be over, or I will not do justice to the male and female friendships in Big Brother's house when it comes to season 10 if I do not mention this duo, and that will be Dede and Coin.
That is the thing. He never for one said, oh, Dede, judging me about a particular thing that I did. But then he does all these little things for me without making it feel like it's a big deal.
I would say that Dede has found a bestie ship with one of her fishes in the person of Coin, and I think that she was able to attest to the fact that she has found that kind of ship with Coin during his birthday.
I've never really had a best friend. I'm just always on my own. I mean, this is a very small space, I get it. But it really meant something to me, especially when we haven't had emotional conversations and all of that.
It was a birthday celebration for Coin, who called Coco Melon, and then she had to give a speech. And when she gave her speech, she talked about the fact that, friendship is this and that that friendship is where people actually choose to stay, regardless of whatever happens, regardless of the fight that they have. Somehow I felt like when she was talking, she was taking a swipe at Jason J, but that's another topic for another day. But she was talking about the fact that she appreciates Coin's friendship and all of that. And even while Mide was talking, she talked about the fact that she loves the friendship between Dede and Coin. Coin is very intentional when it comes to Dede, despite how they are. Coin pays attention to her as well as Dede pays attention to Coin as well. And it's very interesting to see that these guys have very interesting personalities, but somehow they've been able to find a middle ground between the both of them, and they are thriving that way. I like how they have their small talks, how they pay attention to each other. I mean, I've been seeing comments where people are saying that, these guys can have a thing more than just having a friendship in the house. I mean, we still have a long time to go. We're just in August, we're talking September, we're talking October, right? So we don't know how things will turn out for Dede and Coin going forward. But personally, I really do like and respect their friendship, and I really do hope that they do hold on to this friendship till the very end. But like I asked in the beginning, I would like to know what you think about this whole male and female friendship. Do you think it's ever possible to have a male-female friendship that is platonic, and then somebody else, like the other party, can actually be in another relationship and everything will be all well and good? I mean, this time, day and age, is it really possible? I would like to know what you think about that in the comment section. That's it when it comes to the friendships, majorly the male and female friendships in Big Brother's house season 10. Till next time, I got you more right here on this channel. Remember to enjoy every moment. Bye.